Oh, she's now complaining we put in the cold water. Of course, she mix them up first. Now, of course, we need to wash this lady using soap. And I have here some of the soap they would have had 100 years ago. I like to have a little sniff of the soap. Would you like to smell like this for the day? No. Very picky people, aren't you? Now, this kind of soap is called coal tar soap. It's made from coal, which turns into tar, which then you make into soap. I have no idea how they do that, but they just take a sniff and pass it on the river. They give a round of applause to our 3 people. All right, now, you like to smell the soap? Some people don't mind. Now, we can still buy this soap today because people are allergic to modern soaps with all the nice smelling stuff. Now then, I need a lady. Can I have a lady? Do you kneel down here behind that bath for a moment, right? We want to get to do a little bit of washing. Now, does anyone know what this thing is called? Yes, sir. Yeah, it is.
I know that.
But you know what it's called? It may be for making breadcrumbs. You know, you put in stale bread, you get out breadcrumbs you use for stuffing. Okay, there's another one over here. I have not found out exactly for sure what it is, but I'll show it to you, and you can tell me what you think. Mashed potatoes. Yeah, loads of people said you drop a spud in there and go splunge, and out comes your mashed potato. Some said for crushing a heck of a lot of garlic. Hey, go. Others say you drop in an orange in there and get a fruit juice out of it. The truth is, I don't know. And my mother-in-law, who has it, didn't know either, so it's a mystery. Yeah. Well be.
Do you know what it is, Barry?
Grapes, yeah. I haven't done that. Come on, that's right. Right then. Right, okay. Now, in those days, there was no television. It wasn't invented until 1920 by a fellow called John Logie Baird. Logie Baird, have you ever heard of that one? All right. Now, but that's not to say that you didn't have entertainment, nor is it to say that you didn't have advertising. Now, there was such a thing as radio in those days, but it was very rare. Very few people had radio. But if you wanted to advertise, you made a poster and put it on the wall. And when people passed by, they read about what you were selling. And what do you think they're selling here? Tea. Now, of course, we got this from the English, the idea of drinking tea. And we're still very fond of tea, aren't we? Twining's tea is the one here. Now, you can see the fellow driving the modern car of the day. Now, the most popular car in Ireland at the time was the Model T Ford, known as the Tin Lizzie. You ever heard of Tin Lizzie, have you? I used to be big into them one time. Now, how about this stuff? Carlsberg. In those days, Carlsberg was a posh. The t-shirt's not so good. The Garda Síochána came in 1922. These guys were called the Royal. Hello, behind you beating up your wife. Oh, what's going on here, mate? Yeah. Let me hit it for you well. No. These guys were the policemen. Now, many of them were Irish, but quite a few of them were English because, after all, England was running Ireland. And in 1922, as I say, we got our own Garda Síochána. Now, you can see what he's carrying here. What is that? Baton. Let me ask you a question. Do modern Garda Síochána carry batons? They certainly do. They have a little pocket down the inside of their trousers. And so if you start giving up to a guard, and you see him putting his hand in his pocket, start apologising about it. But you see, you're the nicest guard I ever met. See, all the other guards are not as nice as you. But anyway, these are the guys that were in charge of looking after the land and making sure that people weren't fighting and that sort of stuff. So we'll give our Royal Irish of course, that England was running Ireland. Now, they weren't doing a great job of it at times, and oftentimes, as I said, they could be cruel about it. And the thing was, a lot of people in Ireland wanted to get rid of England out of Irish politics. There was one group called the schools and all that sort of stuff. Now, the bit that turns is called a revolver, which gives us the name revolver. Now, this is actually the American Colt revolver, and the English one was the Webley or the Smith & Wesson. Now, when you fire a gun, you have to pull back the hammer, and then you have to pull the trigger. Bang. Now you fired one bullet. Now you have to do it again. 2 bullets. 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have to do that every time. Now, another problem with the revolver, hold it out and point it at me. It's not loaded, is it? Okay, right. And when you fire it, it kicks about that hard. So you go boom, boom, boom. For goodness sake, you see the problem? But this German guy said, do you know what? That's a great thing. That kickback, that recoil, could use that to reload the weapon. So he came up with this gun. And how many of these? Okay. Now, where do you think you keep the bullets in the Mauser? Yeah, this little box. This is called a magazine. Now, my dear, if you take that in your hand, if you would. Now, when the gun fires, it kicks, and this bolt here, just hold it up there. This kicks back, pushes back the hammer, and it comes forward. Look, it comes forward and picks up a bullet and puts it here. Now pull the trigger, bang. The bullet goes away, kicks this back again, empties out the empty bullet, picks up a fresh one, puts it here, bang. All 9 bullets. Bam, 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 bam. As fast as you can pull the trigger, it'll keep shooting. Okay? Now, in Ireland, we had a nickname on this because there was an English fella being chased by English troops in London. And they were beating down the door to try and get at him. He pulled out his Mauser and fired through the door at them, and he killed 5 of them. He was a painter called Pat. So anytime the IRA is going out doing their work, they say, is Pat the painter with you? He already is. And so, this gun is what they call an automatic handgun. That is, it loads itself automatically. Every time you fire. Now, of course, when you run out of bullets, you have to cock it, put in the bullets one by one on top, but you still have 9 shots every time. So, the Germans came up with another kind of automatic handgun. Now, I'm going to get you to hand all these around to each other. Now, this gun, anyone know what it's called? Uzi's been come out. This is Luger. Good night yourself. My dear, if you turn around there. Now, where do you think you keep the bullets in this show?
Oh, nice.
The handle. Now, the bit of the handle is broken. You can just about see. Now, if I press the button here behind the trigger, there's our magazine. Now, again, you put about 9 bullets in there. And to load the gun, to get the bullet from here up to here, you pull this top part back like that. That's called the toggle. Put it down. When you put it down, it puts the gun in. And when you fire, it kicks. Now, I'm not going to push it hard enough back to get it to kick, but it comes up and comes back like that. Kicks out the empty bullet and puts it up here. So the Luger also was an automatic handgun. Very fond, a fella by the name of Michael Collins was very fond of this particular weapon.
Oh, Michael
Of
Collins.
course, the Americans. Come on then. Now, we're going to let you handle these and pass them around to one another in a moment. Now this one is the Colt automatic. Now we made the Colt revolver. This is the Colt automatic. Now, the bullets are kept in the handle once again. You get 8 or 9 bullets in there. And then to load the weapon, you pull back the top slide. And you see how they got the slot that empties out any empty bullets that are in there. But you see the hammer is back now. Empties out the bullet, reload, finger on the trigger. Now, to load, now this here holds 47 bullets. And when you pull back the knob here, pull that as hard as you can back. Keep pulling really hard. Okay, have you back? Let it go. Okay. Now, when you pull the trigger, sir, the thing falls forward, hammers the bullet. Now, away goes the bullet. But it kicks back. And then the thing is, when you pull the trigger, it'll fire again. But if you keep your finger on the trigger, it'll keep going. Now hold your finger on the trigger, will you? Bam, 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 bam. So it's the same as having about 30 guys shooting. It'll shoot about 500 bullets a minute. Now, if you look down the barrel of the gun, you'll see that this looks like a cannon, this thing. But this outside pipe is just to keep the thing cool. The barrel of the gun is the same size as the barrel on this rifle here.
Yeah, you can see this.
You can see it inside if you look. But these fins here, air gets sucked in through here, and that helps to keep the pipe cool. Now, if you've seen the film King Kong, remember when they were on the airplane shooting at King Kong?
Yeah.
Well, they were shooting an airplane version of this Lewis gun. This is called the Lewis gun. Now, of course, the Irish had time they came across an English commander or someone important like that, sneak up behind him, shoot him dead in the street and run. Not only that, they set up what they call flying columns. Ordinary people to do, and oftentimes they did things they should never have done. For instance, if they got shot at an ambush, they would attack all the houses in the area. Say, you probably helped them, bang, bang, bang. That's right, we're in column. Right. You all know all this now. So the Latin hands got a name for being ruthless, out of control, badly organised. And of course the IRA. But eventually England could see that they were not going to get control of Ireland again. Will you give our black and tan a round of applause? And so, Michael Collins was brought over to London to talk. In the green, where the helmets glisten in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rifles crash to the echo of the Thompson gun. And so, the IRA managed to get hold of some of this. Colonel Thompson sent them over. Now, the thing is, the Tommy gun can shoot 700 or 800 bullets a minute over a short distance. And the IRA did kill a couple of soldiers down in Island Bridge with these things. But they only got a few, because Colonel Thompson got